Hey guys, Robert here, and today we're going to make another wallet. So to start out, I'm going to cut 4 pieces of purple tape in 8 inches, 8-inch strips. Then I'm going to cut 4 pieces of black tape into 8-inch strips. This video is sped up 15 times. To put it into perspective, it took me a little over 2 hours to actually make this in real life, so enjoy your 11-minute version of that. Anyway, so now I'm going to line up the purple and black to make a 3-inch tall, 8-inch long fabric sheet, pretty much like of duct tape. Then I'm gonna redo the same thing and just line them up, make sure they're. Now I'm just gonna check them out, make sure they're about even, line them up on top of each other, and then I end up taping the seam so that it stays like as a piece. Then I'm just making perfectly sure that it's done. And now I'm like, all right, time to seal up the sides. Derp a derp. Not realizing at all that I forgot to do what I'm about to do right now. Well, what I did was I closed it, and then I'm like, oh crap. Then I opened it up, and then I realized I had to seal the inside. So I just took. Oh, I also forgot to what's it called? Put a little trimming on the top. So I did that. Yeah, put a little trimming on the top. And then I sealed the seam, and now it's ready to be folded up. You might be wondering, why didn't I just make one 8 piece of tape thing or whatever? It's because while that's easier and a lot faster, it ends up like it's less consistent in how the wallet turns out. It's just this way is always looks better. It just takes a lot longer. So now I'm just rolling the seam, and that's pretty much a near perfect like bifold right there. Like it doesn't have any wrinkles or anything. Now I'm gonna start cutting out 3.5-inch strips, and I'm start lining them up just exactly on top of each other. I'm gonna end up doing 3 credit card holders, so I'm gonna cut out a couple more sheets or a couple more strips, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna go back and do a 4th one. So only one of these is actually gonna be a credit card holder, which is that one. Then this is gonna be the trimming and the what's it called, the actual sticky part, and then I have to end up trimming and stickying the other ones as well. So now I have 3 trimmed and stickied credit card slots. And now you're probably wondering, why are all the trims the same color? Don't worry about it. You'll find out pretty soon. So now I line up all 3 of them up, and then I'm just gonna cover up the thing. You know, like just cover the sides so that they are stuck down successfully. Then cut the slots in so I can actually use them. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Fold it up. I went a little off camera at this time because, you know, I was kind of trying to focus on making it. I didn't want to end up rushing myself. I don't know. So yeah, I checked the slots. They all work. Fold it up. Check it for wrinkles. Still good. What do I do now? Oh, now I start making the credit card slot. This is, or not the credit card slot, the ID holder. This is always the hardest thing to do. I have to cut out 4 3.5-inch pieces of clear tape. And clear tape is tough. And since you can't really see what's going on at this point, this is my new wallet. I decided I should make a new wallet for myself, and this is it. So yeah, now I'm measuring it for size to see how tall it should be, and it turns out I'm end up making it about 2 1/4 inches tall or something, because the actual thing's 2 1/8 inch or something. It ended up fitting perfectly. So yeah, I'm making sure they're all 3.5. Now I'm just gonna line the 2 strips of clear tape together to see that they are exactly the height that I want. Or I mean, not these 2 strips are just together. Then I'm gonna add the 3rd one to get it to the height that I want it to be at. And then the 4th one ended up actually ripping, so I had to cut out a new one. So cut out the 3rd one. I put down the 3rd one, and then I put down the 4th one. Like even at 50, that's how long it took at 15 times speed. Like it was 15 times slower than that 1 second right there. Anyway, checked it for size. It was about perfect. Now I'm just making it all neat. And I'm actually trying a new method for making a credit card holder that I just kind of thought of, and I thought it sounded pretty cool. But anyway, for right now, I'm just going to cut out the trimming, which is going to be 1 3.5 sheet of tape that I'm going to rip so that it's just 2 3.5 pieces. I'm going to line it up, keep it as straight as possible and as even as possible. Then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to make a piece where it's actually going to be like the mouth of it. And you kind of cut it thin, so I had to rip it, and I just set it on the sides, and then I laid it down, And you obviously don't want the under part to be showing through. So I trimmed it to make sure it was thin enough, folded it over, and now I have the actual mouth of the credit card ID holder made. Then the last thing I have to do for the actual ID slot is lay down the back thing, the back sticky. And now I'm going to take some white tape, 2 pieces of white tape. And I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I don't know, I just kind of thought. And that's not sticky side down, that's sticky side up. Like, so what I did was I just did that so I could get the size. And then I had the size, so then I laid a sticky side up, and then I fold the sticky of the black onto the sticky of the white, because then what it does is it makes this cool pocket that you'll see. I'll show you in a second. It's probably going too fast for you to see, but it's pretty much like, it's like a pocket in its own right. Like, it doesn't have to be attached to something. Like, it's a pocket. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I just remove all the excess, and we have a credit card holder that is a pocket. It's pretty sick. I'm showing you here. It's really neat. And then I figured out the sizes or whatever, and now I'm going to go over and do the anti-fold over line thing that I showed you in my first wallet, I think, that I put on this channel. But yeah, what you do is, this ended up not being a great idea based on what I'm going to do in like a minute. But yeah, so I just laid that over, or whatever. It ended up making my wallet a little too thick that I did it like this. But it still looks pretty much immaculate at the end, or not. Is that even a right word? It looks great at the end. So yeah, just make sure all the sides are covered. Then I'm folding it, make sure it's still not wrinkled. It's still pretty good. Now is where I start doing all the Art Deco-y stuff. So I lay that out on the corner. Then I cut off the scraps or whatever, and there I have a corner. Then I take orange, and I cut a strip off of that. Lay that next to each other. This is a really cool way to pattern wallets. All you have to, like, if you just, also, if you're like, why, well, what about your credit card holders? If you press it down so it grains itself into the actual slots, you won't lose the where your slots are. So what I did was, if you see I pressed right there, I haven't even cut slits in it yet. So I just chose some colors or whatever, and I'm covering up the wallet, and I'm trying to get it angled about perfectly, doing what I can, cutting off the excess, and that's what it looks like so far, you know. Then I take red, and you're like, but you're covering all the purple, what are you going to do? The purple ends up being not, like, there's a preponderance of not purple, yeah, but there's not one overpowering color, and that's kind of the goal of this wallet. It looks pretty cool at the end, you'll see. Yeah, so now I have these colors, and that's what the inside looks like. Now I cut all the slots open. It's 2, and then 3. They're cut open and usable again. Now I lay out my thing, and I want to see where it is. And there was actually some sticky on the back, so I don't actually have to hold it in place still. But what I do is I just like take some of that, and then yeah, so then I just start doing that, and you'll notice that I folded onto the other side, and at that point I'm like, uh-oh, I totally ended up doing an extra layer of tape for no reason. Oh well. But you know, I mean, I guess the only flaw is that it's gonna end up being thicker, so it's not a huge deal. Anyway, covering up I'm sealing it down pretty tightly so that way nothing happens to it. Do the back, and I think this is pretty cool how it makes that entire right half just black with that white thing. White pocket thing. I don't know. It's a neat effect. So when you're taking your ID out, it's not just the colors underneath. It's special. Now I'm like, should I do this? And then I'm like, nah, whatever. And then what I did was I'm like, I'll color the outside also. So I did a white corner this time. Like that. Carve the excess off, whatever. Then I do orange. For the record, this is pretty much all spontaneous. I didn't actually come up with anything for this. I was just like, let's do this. So that's like my justification for doing the fold over line removal method, because I didn't know actually I was going to be doing more stuff. But whatever. And then I was like, wait a second, this would be sick. So then I did that. And now I have this tuxedo effect going on the outside. But then I needed one more color. So then I'm like, alright, pink, let's go. So I put some pink on, cut the extra off, and I was like, I already knew this was going to be a pretty serious wallet. So then I'm like, I need to do some protectiveness on the outside. So I took some clear tape. And this sucks. I hate doing this, but took some clear tape, covered the top, whatever, tried to work all the air bubbles out that I could. I did a pretty good job actually. You'll see. But yeah, so that's the first one, and then I got it's pretty much like the anti-fold-over line, but clear tape. So this ended up being a very thick wallet, but it's actually not that bad. It's pretty much really good. Then I did the other one, cutting open some bubbles. Now I'm just fixing up the little black bits, folding it up, and we're just about done. So I was actually had to fix up this little thing that a little black piece that I accidentally put in the bifold. So I do that. But while this is going on, so yeah, this is my new wallet. I'm gonna, like, when I start making wallets from now on, I'm just gonna upload them. I may as well, just because, like, it's just free content. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this. So here's some more words for you.
Alright guys, so here is the wallet. So this is the front of it. Here's the entire thing open. On the inside you've got just a black billfold. Then the inside you have your 3 card pockets. I have my 1 pocket, 2 pockets, 3 pockets. In this video that pretty much I would use to make. I hope you thought that was cool. You may have been thinking when I was making it why I did the trims the same color. Hopefully you get that now. Yeah, thanks for sticking around if you liked it. And see you guys next time.